You've probably seen them everywhere. The stickers for your phone, the pendants that go around your neck, the magic rocks that promise to neutralize 5G or EMFs. The market for EMF protection is honestly exploding, but as a building biology practitioner, I see a major problem. Unfortunately, most of these gadgets, they aren't backed by physics. They're backed by great marketing. If a device doesn't change the numbers on a professional meter, is it really protecting your family? Today, I'm about to take you on a deep dive. We're going to be separating fact from fiction. We'll talk about high frequency, low frequency, and the dirty electricity hiding in your walls. And most importantly, I'm going to show you which EMF protecting devices actually work for your home and why the best protection often costs you absolutely nothing. Welcome back. I'm Amanda. I'm a building biology practitioner and a healthy home expert. And today's topic is about EMF protection. So I get emails all the time from people asking if these tiny little stickers and these rocks are really too good to be true, because it often sounds like it. And so I have looked at the science behind these and really delved into the research. So today I'm going to share with you everything I have found and everything I know to be true about EMF protection devices. Now, before we look at devices, I think it's really important to understand what you're dealing with. So EMF stands for electromagnetic field. These are invisible areas of energy. They're associated with the use of electrical power and various forms of natural and man-made lighting. So think of your home like a symphony hall. In a healthy home, the music is soft, it's harmonious. But in a modern, tech-savvy home, it's like having several different band instruments playing different songs at full capacity all at once. Now, this noise is what our cells are reacting to. So my goal is to show you how to quiet that noise so your body can finally hear itself think. High frequency is what most people think of when they hear EMF. And this is radio frequency radiation. It's how your data travels through the air. So I like to use this light bulb analogy. I want you to imagine that your Wi-Fi router is a light bulb and it never turns off. It's constantly shining invisible light throughout your house so that your devices can see the internet. The problem is that this isn't a steady light. It's a high-speed, pulsing strobe light. Now, our biology didn't evolve to be under 24/7 strobe lights. And because these signals travel in waves through the air, we can reflect them using conductive materials, which we call shielding. Now, before we move further, let's talk about the electricity in your walls. This is known as extremely low frequency, sometimes referred to as ELF. This is split into two parts. So first we have electric fields. You want to think of these like water pressure in a garden hose. Even if the nozzle is closed and no water is coming out, that pressure is still pushing against the walls of the hose. So in your home, that pressure is pushing out from the wires in your walls and ultimately into your body. So this is why you can be affected by the wiring by your headboard, even if your bedside lamp is turned off. It's why one of my biggest recommendations is to simply create distance from the walls while you sleep. So I mentioned the first part. The second part of ELF is magnetic fields. These only appear when that hose nozzle we were talking about is open and power is actually flowing. So if you have a space heater running or a microwave cooking, a magnetic field is being generated. These are the heavy hitters of the EMF world because they're so difficult to block with simple fabrics or paints. They require heavy, expensive metals to shield them. So, however, they do have weakness, and that is that they drop off very quickly with distance. And this is why I always advise my clients, don't lean against the microwave while it's running and keep those heavy power bricks for your laptop at least 3 feet away from your feet when you're working at a desk. So you might be wondering what the health impact is. This isn't just fringe science anymore. We now have a clear biological mechanism called voltage gated calcium channels, or sometimes referred to as VGCCs. Now, there was research done by Dr. Martin Pall, and it shows that our cells have tiny electrically sensitive gates. These EMFs essentially trick these gates into staying open. And when that happens, too much calcium floods into the cells. This can trigger a massive production of free radicals, and this leads to oxidative stress. So think of it as rust essentially on your cells. This stress interferes with your DNA repair and it suppresses melatonin, which is why so many people struggle with deep restorative sleep in high EMF environments. So let's get honest about those stickers and those pendants that you see. You've likely seen ads for small adhesive patches that claim to neutralize 5G. So as a building biologist, I look for measurable results. If I hold a professional meter next to a phone with one of these stickers, the numbers do not change. There's no standardized science that proves these devices harmonize energy for your body. In fact, if a sticker accidentally blocks your phone's internal antenna, your phone is actually going to work harder to find a signal, which increases the radiation it emits. We want to focus on products that actually reduce the field, not products that claim to change the vibration of it. I also want to talk about shielding paint. This is one of the most important lessons from building biology that I have learned when it comes to EMFs, and it's the shielding trap. So imagine you paint your bedroom with this high quality shielding paint to block a nearby cell tower. You've essentially created a mirror for frequencies. So if you then bring your cell phone or a wireless baby monitor into that room and you turn it on, those waves, they have nowhere to go. They bounce off the walls and they reflect back at you. And this can create a concentrated hotspot. Now, you can always end up with higher exposure inside a shielded room if you aren't careful. You always have to make sure your internal sources are off or hardwired before you invest in external shielding. If you're navigating a home project right now, or you're trying to figure out if your home is actually safe, I know that it can feel really overwhelming. You might be guessing about invisible toxins or trying to figure out where a damp odor is coming from. It might even be trying to fix stagnant air in your home without a clear plan. In order to give families my dedicated attention, I take just 4 virtual one-on-one consultations a week to help you set up a clear plan for your home. We can look at your space together and come up with a science-backed plan and a step-by-step roadmap that leaves you feeling confident about your home. Simply click the link above or in the video description below to set up your one-on-one consultation with me so that we can walk through your home and create that plan together. We also have to talk about the hidden noise of dirty electricity. Dirty electricity is kind of the middle child of EMFs. Often ignored, but very impactful, if you will. Modern electronics are designed to save energy by chopping the electrical current. This can create a jagged, spiky noise that hitches a ride on your home's wiring. So because your wires run through every wall, this noise radiates into every room. It's a common source for headaches, tinnitus, and brain fog. It can cause these short-term acute issues. But the good news is that it's often an easy fix. Swapping out your dimmer switches for simple on-off switches and using high-quality, non-dimmable, low EMF bulbs can clean up a huge amount of this electronic noise. I think we should also talk about smart homes because we live in an era of smart everything, honestly, from fridges to light bulbs. And while these are very convenient, they come with a hidden health cost. Most smart devices are constantly beaconing, meaning they send out a pulse for RF radiation every few seconds to stay connected to your Wi-Fi. So when you have 20 smart bulbs and a smart thermostat and a smart oven and your home is filled with a constant shouting of data, it can be very overwhelming to our bodies. So whenever possible, choose those dumb appliances, if you will. They usually last longer and they don't have security vulnerabilities. They can also keep your home's frequency background quiet and peaceful. So let's talk about a few shielding solutions that actually work. When we move into professional protection, what we're doing is we're using lab certified materials. So for high frequency RF, brands like Y-Shield paint and Swiss Shield fabrics are a gold standard. They use carbon, graphite, or silver to create a physical barrier. So if you live near a cell tower, these can be life-changing. However, these are professional tools, and shielding paint must be grounded by a certified electrician to prevent the buildup of electric fields. So if you don't ground the paint, you might actually increase the electrical field stress in the room. And I know many of you feel really stuck because your utility company installed a digital smart meter on your exterior wall. These meters pulse high frequency signals back to the company throughout the day. You can actually get a smart meter guard, and it's a great science-based solution. It's a stainless steel mesh cover that fits over the meter. It uses the Faraday cage principle to block about 98% of the signal going into your home while still allowing enough signal to escape for the utility company to get their reading. It's one of the few add-on devices that I truly recommend. So let's wrap this up with a practical plan. Your first step should always be free. Number one, airplane mode is your best friend. Now, if your phone is on your nightstand, you really should be putting it in airplane mode with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth toggled off. Although I would prefer you to have your phone somewhere else, if you have to have it next to you, this is something to do. Number two, we want to use that 6-inch rule. So move your bed away from the wall about 6 inches to lower the electrical field exposure. Another easy swap for your bedroom. Number three, try hardwiring some of your tech. If you can get Ethernet cables into your home, this is going to be faster, more secure, and it's zero EMF. Any smart devices that you have can be hardwired. Any computers you have can be hardwired. And then the last thing you can do is use a simple $10 outlet timer to turn your Wi-Fi router off while you sleep. And this will give your family that digital reset every single night. So I know this can feel like a lot, but I want you to remember that you don't have to do any of this in fear. You just have to be intentional. I want you to focus on distance. I want you to focus on turning things off, and then use those lab certified protection devices when it's truly necessary. I have all the links for all of the products in my blog post this week. I also have a longer checklist that you can take advantage of when you're going through your own home for an audit. I really think you deserve to feel confident that your home truly is your sanctuary. I have a step-by-step guide on clearing toxins out of your home. It's my free ebook. I have it in the link below. Otherwise, I also have the link to this week's blog if you're looking for more information on EMF protection devices. As always, thank you so much for being here. I hope you were able to take at least one concept and idea from this week's video and apply it to your own home, or use it as you try to remove as many EMF sources as you can in your own home. If you did find this video helpful, definitely give it a like, and also be sure to subscribe to my channel because I am here every single week with new tips, new ideas, new ways that you can create a home that actually supports your health and wellness.